What's going on, guys? The other day I was thinking of all the motorcycles I've ever owned, and I was counting them up, and I got to 15 the other day. Within the span of 7 to 8 years that I've been riding on the street. So I'm just going to go over each one and give my opinion on them, the pros and cons of them. So the first one on the list was a 2006 Yamaha R6S. I guess I got into sport bikes because I thought that was the thing. Hey, you know, sport bikes that look nice, that sound cool, which they are. So I got that, but I can't really compare it to anything else because I didn't have any other motorcycle at the time. But it did good. It was burgundy. I try to put it on the screen. I try to put a picture of each bike that I've owned. I try to Google it. And I think it was burgundy red. Did good. Had no problems out of it. I don't know how long I kept it. A couple months. Sold it. Which leads me to the next bike. A 2002 Yamaha R6. Now I know what you're thinking. Why'd you go from a 06 to a 02? Well, I made some money off the 06, and the 02 was cheaper. So I thought, hey, I'll buy that, spare some, pocket some of the money, and just pocket some money, make a little bit of money off of it. Well, that was a terrible idea because the 02 was a piece of crap, basically. I didn't see it at the time. I just liked the paint job and the rims on it, but it had carburetor issues and some other things going on with it. But compared to the 06, it rode about the same. I couldn't really tell no difference out of it. But getting that 02 Yamaha, that was a terrible idea. I wish I would turn back and say, let it go, don't even buy it. But the next bike I had was a 2012 Kawasaki ZX6R. That was the nicest sport bike I've ever owned. One of the nicest bikes I've ever owned, actually. Very clean, red and black, M4 exhaust. Got it for a little bit and sold it. Wanted something different. I think I was looking up YouTube videos I think I saw some videos of supermotos, and I was like, hey, I want to get one of them. So sold that, got some supermotos. So this leads me on to the next one. Now, from here on, I don't know exactly which bike I had after all these, like in order. So I'm putting, these are kind of random for now on. But I had 3 DRZ 400 SM Suzuki supermotos. I had a 07, I had a 09, and then I had a 2018. Great bikes. They're wheelie machines, fun as hell. The 2018 burned oil for some reason. Like every 4 or 5 rides, I would have to add a little bit of oil. So didn't keep that too very long. Sold that one. The other 2 did great. All of them did pretty good. The only cons I would say on them is that they are tall. I mean, they're dirt bikes. They're street legal dirt bikes. What do you expect? But they're fun. The next bike is a Honda Shadow 750. It had some carburetor issues that I didn't see at the time. But it kind of reminds me of it's an off-brand Harley, basically. It wants to be a Harley, but it's not quite a Harley, you know what I mean? And all the guys know what I'm talking about if you ever owned one. You ever owned a Honda Shadow versus a Harley Davidson, you'll know what I'm talking about. But, I mean, if it's your first cruiser, I would definitely get it. Did good, I would say, other than the carburetor issues, it was fine. The next bike, I had 2 of them. Not at the same time, but I had 2 different ones. I had a 2013 and a 2015 Honda CB500X. It's a small adventure bike. Ran good. The only problem I had with it is that my knees, for some reason my knees hurt on them, riding them. Which is funny because they're upright. You sit upright on them just like the DRZs. And I had no problems with the DRZs as far as my knee problems or my knee pain, but somehow these CB500Xs gave me knee problems. So kept them for a little bit, sold them. My next bike, I'm gonna put this Honda Grom and this next bike, basically I'm gonna put them together. So this one's my 2019 Honda Grom, and I had a 2017 Kawasaki Z125. Basically they're the same bike, just different companies. Rode the same 4-speed gear. The only problems with them are they're a little bit underpowered, but I mean, other than that, they're good bikes. Honestly, out of all of them, out of all the ones on this list, the Honda Grom is the funnest bike. And the Z125, but now I got the Honda, so I'd rather get a Honda anyway. I don't know why. I just like Honda better than Kawasaki. But the Honda Grom or the Z125s are the funnest bikes that you can have. Especially if you get some buddies with them, go downtown with them, or just go anywhere with them. They're the most fun I've ever had. So definitely get you one. The next bike I had, oh God, was a 2017 Hawk 250. Now you're probably thinking, what the hell is that? It's basically an off-brand Honda Enduro bike, like a little dirt bike, whatever. It's street legal. It's Chinese. It's an off-brand Chinese bike. Don't get one. They're cheap. I think you can buy them brand new for like $1,800 new. They come shipped to you on this crate, and you put the wheels on them, you put the mirrors on them, and I think the lights, stuff like that, little stuff. And you got basically a whole bike running. But I think I was riding mine one day. Yeah, I was riding mine one day, not too far from my house, and it just died on me. Tried to call a shop. They wouldn't even touch it because it's like a Chinese bike. So bad investment. The seat was good on it and the suspension was good on it, but the reliability is terrible. Don't ever get one. The next bike was my first Harley. It was a 2009 Harley Davidson Sportster 1200. Powerful bike, looked great. The only con I had with it is it rode rough as hell. It was the roughest riding bike I've owned. But other than that, it was a good bike. The next bike is a 2019 Honda CRF 250L. Yeah. Basically like another street legal dirt bike. Had knobbies on it. Rode good, lightweight, but it was underpowered. Didn't keep that too long. Got rid of it. So the last bike on this list is the one I currently have now. Is a 2014 Harley Davidson Street Glide Special. Great bike, heavy as hell, but it's got all the bells and whistles. Cruise control, touch screen, speakers, got bags on it. I mean, nice hard case bags. I mean, it's a Street Glide. Great bike. I could definitely see me going long distance on it, even with the stock seat that's on it now. The only con I have with it is it's heavy. It's like 800 and some pounds. A little over 800 pounds, I think. But yeah, that's the 15 motorcycles I've owned. Oh, adding two more that I haven't owned, but I have ridden. It was a 2005 Harley Davidson Fat Boy. Great riding bike, soft tail, rides better than my Street Glide. But it was like an old school bike. Didn't have cruise control, no speakers, none of that, no hard case bags, nothing. It's like an old school Harley, had that old school Harley sound, sounded great. I would definitely, if you're looking to get a Harley, I would definitely get a Fat Boy. If I ever got another one, it'd be a Fat Boy or some type of soft tail. And the other bike that I've ridden was my buddy's SV650. Now, I rode that probably a year or so ago, but I haven't ridden a sport bike in probably 6 years or something. And it reminds me on how bad, or it reminds me on how much I don't miss riding sport bikes, because as soon as I went 5 minutes down the road, my back was hurting, knees was hurting. I said, nah, I gotta get off this. I think we switched bikes. I said, give my bike back. He was riding mine and I was riding his. I said, I got to get my bike back. But yeah, those are the 15 bikes plus those 2 that I've ridden. If you got any questions on them, just leave them in the description below and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. But I'll talk to you guys later.